Most people I don't think have seen this movie, but it's great. But if I just tell you the title, let me know what you think it's about. It's called Heart and Yummy.
I
Oh
don't know what to
man.
think.
I feel traumatized by Sweet Sugar Life, so I have no idea. Because
Yeah.
that show, its title and what it contained was not the same thing.
What if I told you that the picture behind this title had dinosaurs on it?
Okay, you sold me.
I mean, I'm always down for a dino time, so
So, Heart and Yummy is also known in Japan as Omai Umaso Dana, which is essentially directly translates to "you look tasty," and essentially it's about this like vicious T-Rex, eater guy who adopts a very delicious looking ankylosaurus, and kind of it's like a found family sort of thing, and he stumbles upon this cute little creature and calls him like tasty in terms of like oh you're like I could eat you, you're my food, literally I would eat you if not for the fact that I want to protect you or whatever. So he calls this creature, this tasty, kind of as like a tongue-in-cheek joke. But when it got released by Discotech in 2022, they kind of changed it to, instead of just keeping the word umaso as like a tasty slang word, to yummy, which kind of gives it a whole different connotation of like maybe similar to Caroline was saying, with this very kind of yaoi vibes of like heart and yummy, like I don't know. So I think we just go back. I think we just go back to, you know, heart and tasty, or heart, like yummy is just not a good word. I don't like that word. I don't like saying that word. I'm sorry that you had to hear me say it so many times, but
It
it's an
also
awesome
doesn't.
movie.
This title doesn't really give dinosaur vibes either.
No, it doesn't. And like the big dinosaur's name is Heart, and the little, like, it's, we gotta do better, you know? So
Yeah.
I need context. I need
you need
something.
context,
Give me
not just
something.
yummy. Yeah, exactly. Gallon Dino from Captain Avatar,
Yeah.
sort of, kind of, but that's also already a great show. But like just go back to, you know, Dino Dino Daddies, or I don't know, it was like Buddy Daddies. Dino Daddy. There. Okay, that also kind of sounds a little yaoi. Let's just move on. What do you got next, Caroline?
Up next, I got My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999. It's long. It also doesn't make any sense. Like, level 999 does not come into play whatsoever. I have no idea why they decided to throw that in there. I don't know if it makes it sound more lovey-dovey, because that doesn't to me. Um, yeah, overall, just hard to say. And it makes no sense.
Honestly,
So I think
I
My
don't mind
Love
that
Story with
one.
Yamada. What? With
Like, I don't
love?
like the show, but like as far as romance titles
What?
go, like it's not the worst. Like it
It's not the
captures,
worst, but
like there's a romance and the guy's a gamer. Like yes, the 99.9 doesn't like show up in the show, but it's like an allusion to, clearly one of them plays video games, and maybe I don't know. Like it's not
I feel
awful.
like there's a better way to do that, though. I mean, not that I can think of at this exact moment, because I think My Love Story with Yamada works fine. It's what people typically
But
call it
honestly, if you
anyway.
just called it My Love Story with the Yamada, that could refer to like 7 different shows.
Uh,
Uh, because I love that show, and I always just called it Yamada-kun. That's
yeah.
what, like, my wife and I called it to each other, like, oh, a new episode of Yamada-kun dropped.
Yeah, so are
What
you watching
about
The
I Fell
Dangers of
in
My
Love in
Heart, or
an
are you
MMO?
watching 999?
What about something like I Fell in Love in an MMO?
See,
Mm.
that's too light novel adjacent for me.
It probably is a light novel.
I mean, it is, but or it's probably mine.
I
I
mean, I don't know for sure, but
I don't know. This one doesn't make me puke as it is.
well, Kami
Like
in
I'm
the
not
chat
saying,
agrees. Like, she likes the level 999 part, so I guess I am the only one that doesn't
maybe
appreciate
just
it.
maybe level 99. Maybe just like take one of the
Yeah,
digits out.
yeah.
999 like adds too much. It's, and like no game really gets that high of a level. Like you're much more often to find a 99, or like level
hmm
100 even. Like
How about, like, kind of flipping things a little bit and just being like, my level 99 lover?
mm,
Mm,
That gets back to there's just some weird yaoi stuff going on.
I mean, maybe, but
I love
it's a romance anime. You got to let it do its thing.
I love how our biggest hurdle here with naming titles is whether or not it sounds like a yaoi.
See, I
That
thought
should
you were
be our
gonna
new-
go. I thought you were gonna say like, oh, let's mix around. Let's go my hate story with Yamada-kun at level 7 or something like that. Like really,
That really
I'd watch that.
This could be a new topic, is like yaoi or not. Would we just take some random anime titles and we know, is it a yaoi or is it not?
Very possible. Okay. Well, on the fence on that one.
Oh.
Otaku, what do you got next?
All right. So, being that I'm an isekai apologist, the next title that I really didn't like, but I enjoyed the show was I Got a Cheat Skill in Another World and Became Unrivaled in the Real World Too. I can already tell that title probably dissuaded like 60% of the people that even knew it existed to not watch it.
It's
I absolutely
funny
hate it.
how the shortened like slang title of just Cheatsakai I think is awesome.
That is brilliant.
Like I've seen people refer to it as Cheatsakai and I'm like, "Oh, great. Like it captures everything just in a nice little tidy package. That's awesome."
Yep. And it's a pun.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, of course, someone who doesn't know anything might not like get that. I don't know. It's good. It's a good title. Just name it that.
I actually really like that title. You
I
get
didn't
my
even come
stamp
up
of
with
approval.
it, but I will steal. I mean, I'm not
Take
taking
credit for
credit.
it.
I'm not taking credit. This comes to the Discord, baby. They come up with everything good.
Chitsukai is great.
This guy's awesome. I guess I have not seen the show though because of the title. I assume you like it because it's isekai.
I also, this is another one of those show where I enjoyed the show enough to get into the light novels just to expand on it more. So I like it more because of that. But I mean, animation wise, it's great. The story isn't overly complex. There's good fight scenes, like a lot like it's just a good isekai. It's nothing earth breaking, so I liked it.
Well, I guess I will do an isekai title because this is just a bit of a word salad. The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady. Like,
Yeah.
no word in that title speaks falsehood, but it's just too much.
This is another one of those shows. I really loved the show when it aired, and I have bought all the light novels since.
Oh my goodness, filthy
And-
reader.
Hey, you do what you love.
I'm usually
That's
the
all I
reading
can
person
say.
on this podcast, so I need to be the anti-reading person for once.
Um,
What do we
Big
think?
filthy reader as you have a manga in your background.
No. That's Keep Your Hands Off Azokin, which is also not the best title, but that's why I picked it for this episode. It's fine. I was thinking, like, once again, since alliteration's been the hot topic today, Reincarnated Royal Revolution. You know, it kind of has like all the words in there, just jumbled up. I don't know. It doesn't make me want to watch it, but at least it's tidier. I don't
It's
love it.
not bad. I
I think
mean,
Magical Revolution is a fine title. I mean, it's what it gets shortened to all the time.
that actually would be a really good shortening of the title. Just leaving it at Magical Revolution, because it does focus on that. But I do appreciate the fact that it is unapologetically to women that are in love as well. They don't shy away from it. The books expand on it. Like, it's a true like romance love story.
Two women in
And
love, you say? Sounds very yaoi to me.
It is, but it's not bait.
You're-
It's not bait. It's an actual follow
Yeah.
through with the story. And the thing that gets kind of lost on things is it's technically an isekai because
Well, that's why I was trying to keep the reincarnated in there and the royal, because like normally the reincarnation is from like the scrubs going up against royalty. I don't know.
how about reincarnated royal love? That way you get a little bit of the romance in the title, so people that are looking for that can get it. But then you've got the reincarnation, so maybe your isekai fans will give it a taste. But the title, as it stands, probably turned off a lot of people too. I don't know.
No.
What if we just do
I don't know.
reincarnated Yuri, royal Yuri, revolution Yuri? Like just really pepper it in there. A little seasoning.
Reincarnated as a Yuri princess.
That's not
Sure.
bad. I approve.
You're
I
Why
approve.
isekai.
why is so much of this topic just focused on Yuri and Yaoi?
Because that's the way the world works. What's next?
You
All
got to talk
right,
about what
I'll
sells.
keep with the reincarnation theme we got going on here. I'll talk about reborn as a vending machine. I now wander the dungeon. Now this is not nearly as long as some other, you know, light novel isekai kind of show titles. But here's the problem I have with it. I now wander the dungeon. This vending machine does not wander because it can't walk. He is literally being carried throughout the dungeon. He's not wandering at all.
So I'm torn. Because on one hand, I agree with you. I think you just take off the I now wander the dungeon, and even though the front part is very simple of I got reincarnated as a vending machine, like it's still brash and
It
like
encapsulates
you don't
enough
expect it enough. So
influence.
it makes a mark just by face
Yeah,
value. But I
because
think
it's playing off the ridiculousness of
exactly.
reincarnation shows because it knows it's ridiculous of being reincarnated as a vending machine. It's playing off of that
Yeah.
whole
So I love
ridiculousness.
the first half, but then I think you get too many people will be like, "Okay, so what does he do? Just be a vending machine?" And you're like, "Yes, but like he does all this other stuff like wander the
Mhm.
dungeon." So I see why they put it in there, but I think at the end of the day, I would agree with you. Just strike that line, reborn as a vending machine, you're done. Like I
Yeah.
don't think it needs that extra little flavor text.
Hmm.
I would agree. I think it draws you in enough where it's like, okay, so what comes next? Well, you got to watch. You're reborn as a vending machine. So what does that mean? Uh, I would agree. I think that's a good. Mason, you're on
Yeah.
fire. You also get my stamp of
I,
approval.
I didn't do it. I concurred with Caroline, but you get my stamp of approval. We're stamping everybody today. What's next? Let's just keep on rolling while our quality suggestions are rolling.
Um, so another recency bias title that I enjoyed the show but can't stand the title is Failure Frame. I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low-level spells. So, yeah. Um,
Picking a lot
I
of
can't help you
a
here.
lot
Yeah.
of shows that we haven't seen.
Does he take pictures of things? Why is it called failure frame? Does the
so
first part make sense?
not really.
Okay.
He is a failure in that of all. So once again, it is an isekai, and his entire class gets isekai'd into this world, and everybody gets a power, but his he is deemed defective by the goddess who brought them all there. So she's just like dismissive of him, and they pretty much banish him to his death in a dungeon. They're like, you know what, you're not powerful enough, and he's just kind of thought of as, collateral damage. So they just leave him to die in a dungeon. But then he finds out that he might not have these crazy spells or anything, but he has all these status effects that he can cast, like sleep and paralyze. And he uses and poison. So he is going through the dungeon, absolutely obliterating everything just by status effect spells. And he becomes more and more powerful with that. And so eventually it kind of left it off at a cliffhanger where I'm pretty sure there's going to be a season two. But suffice to say, it's yes, he does use status spells to kill the creatures that he fights, but it's just again, it's just a word salad that I'm pretty sure turns off, a bunch of people to even giving the show a chance. And it's a 4.4 out of 5 on Crunchyroll.
I mean, if it makes you
So
feel any worse, I see all those words and I skip it not because I think the title is bad, because the title tells me it's a light novel isekai, of which I tend not to like that genre. So I'm just I'm just avoiding the whole genre as a whole, which I guess is a good title in that it lets people know, hey, you like these shows, come on in. We got a word salad for days. But what would you rename it as? What are we working with? Because it looks like the title gave you nothing to go on.
it, I guess more than anything, you can just draw to um
Another one. Just call it another one.
God, like Isekai number 1332.
Yeah.
It's just a terrible title.
Here's an idea. I don't know if this would actually go with the plot of the show, but just what I thought of. Low Life Leveler. No?
No, that you're speaking to me because I like simple and direct in my titles, like Low Life Leveler.
So I like it because of the alliteration, and I like it because the leveler could refer to like his level being low, or he like levels as in like wipes out, decimates creatures with the low life spells. Like it works on different levels. Like, is he the low life is a bad person? Is he defeating low lives, like lower level creatures? Like, it makes you think. You don't know what it's gonna be.
Or another option would be to just switch out one word, and it would be like low spell leveler. Because it is focused, like the show really focuses on the fact that he's just using status spells to accomplish his goals.
I guess is he a bad guy? Like, is he kind of shady at all?
No, he's not. He's actually very.
If he was a little bit shady, then that title would be perfect.
Right. But yes. I think somebody would call somebody a lowlife if they don't think well of them in general, like whether or not they're actually a bad person. So it seems like everybody in his class does not think well of him, and they would just call him a lowlife because he won't amount to anything.
Yeah, I like it. I think we did something with it. I think Caroline's working her magic, and I appreciate it.
So fun. I should be getting paid for this.